Adaptability to constant change is the expectation for every existing business that wants to thrive, not just survive. Believe me when I say every business will be disrupted sooner or later. And that means every single one of us, well, we need to be prepared to turn disruption into our competitive advantage. Pamplona, Spain has the running of the, yes, and Indianapolis has Indy 500, yes. Council, Idaho hosts the World Championship porcupine races. It's true. Every 4th of July, this little tiny mountain town takes an ordinary day and turns it into an extraordinary, world-renowned event. The goal? Get your porcupine to the finish line before anyone else. Your problem? Porcupines do not run in straight lines. And if you don't handle them properly, there are some unpleasant consequences on the back end. Some of you are saying, Stephen, this sounds like my job. Over the years, I've worked with leaders in both large and small businesses, and I've found that most of them have some things in common with the competitors of the porcupine races. It's true. They all have a desire to win. For the most part, everyone has access to the same tools to do the job. Those who do not handle unexpected change very well don't get very far. But those who do succeed know their strengths, have a simple strategy, and respond quickly when things need to change.
I found you after you gave your porcupine presentation, and I just had to say a few things. One of them was it was the strongest presentation I believe I've ever seen, so it made a lot of sense to me. And using a porcupine as an analogy-based presentation was really strong. I know I'll remember this for a long time, and it's going to help me now and I think in the future.
When it's your time to turn disruption into your competitive advantage, it's imperative that you realize that every problem that presents itself is an opportunity waiting for a leader. You see, when you make the decision of your direction, that's when you've positioned yourself to take the lead.
Great performance. Performance is probably not the right word, but what I hear from people so far, the early returns on what you did and what you had to say here were amazing. It resonated with our attendees, both your workshop and your keynote presentation, and love having your presence here.
My physical need quickly overpowered my need for greater persuasion skills. And so I gave in and I climbed down the ladder and I went to that door and I dismantled all the security and I opened the door and I took a big breath and I stepped out prepared to die. And nothing happened. I went, oh, okay. Took the flashlight and I followed the path through the trees all the way up to the outhouse. And I got to tell you, when I got there, I was relieved that I got there in one piece. I closed the door and I put the flashlight under my arm and I took care of business. And when I was done, I turned to begin to make my way out. And to my horror, the light slipped from underneath my arm. I'm juggling the light and then suddenly into the bottom of the hole of the outhouse with the light shining straight up through the seat and into my eyes, which brings a whole new meaning to a light at the end of the tunnel.
Now, I'm not dismissing, ladies and gentlemen, that your next idea could be the next big thing. It could. I'm waiting for my son's idea to rock the restaurant world. He was 5 years old. We were on a cross-country drive, stopped at a little IHOP along the way for lunch. As we were pulling out of the parking lot, he very matter-of-factly said, Dad, when I grow up, I'm going to start a restaurant. And I'm going to build one next to every IHOP in America. And I'm going to call it You Jump. I didn't know if he was joking or if he was serious. I said, son, I think that's an exciting idea. What kind of food are you going to serve? And without missing a beat, he said, frog legs. Isn't that brilliant? I think it's amazing. Listen, you and I don't have to come up with the next breakthrough idea, but we do need to be willing to break through the assumption that everything is fine just the way it is. And then he said, Stephen, there's nothing worse than starting the race to find your partner going the wrong way. And then you have to spend precious time getting it to turn around. And I thought, how simple and how brilliant. And yet it's one of the things that we struggle with the most. We spend so much of our time and energy chasing our tails because we are confused about the goal. Or worse, we're chasing way too many goals at the same time, and our team has no clue as to what direction we're supposed to go.
Trying not to fail does not have the same kind of passion and energy as seeking to win. They're very different, aren't they?
Great speaker, talking about prickly people having to deal with that situation, had some great techniques to overcome that. So make sure, visit him, get your book today, it'd be awesome.
The secret to genuine success is to resist taking the exit right before the extra mile. If you want to beat the competition, if you want to win the next contract, if you want to exceed someone's expectations, all you have to do is one valued action that's unexpected and makes somebody else's life easier. That's it. And businesses and individuals who are spending time strategically thinking, how can we go the extra mile? Those are the ones who are going to discover ideas that serve unmet needs and fast-track solutions to the problems that we face. And when you act on your ideas, you will gain the advantage. What I've learned is that if you want to reach the finish line, you've got to be willing to do what few people will want to do. And that's to get in the fence and in the race and to take the risks. Now, thousands are glad to watch, but only a few will take that risk and become the champions. Thank you.